Hey everyone, this is the project Vedic Talks, and I'm its host Maria Griluk. Today we are joined by two remarkable women. At first glance, they may seem very different, shaped by distinct backgrounds, experience, and expression, yet beneath those differences lie a deep common thread: personal journey to Mother Divine program. So we have Martina and Srita. Martina was born in Germany and studied education. She became a TM teacher, and then after a few years, she joined Mother Divine program. And Srita was born in USA. She had two bachelor, one on the Maharishi Vedic science and another one on animation and visual effects, and also master in business administrations. She's as well a TM teacher. So welcome, ladies. I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us, first of all. The Mother Divine program came to me through my best friend. We were sharing a flat while we were studying, and she was thinking to join the Mother Divine program. And at that point, I didn't really think that would be for me, but she joined, and I visited her several times. It was also here in the Netherlands, in Valkenburg. It was a group of 250 ladies in a former convent. And the atmosphere there was just something that I had never experienced before. It was just so peaceful, so calm, and it would just draw me in. Then after visiting a few times, I really wanted more of that. And so then I started to think in that direction too. And I became a TM teacher first and did some initiations. And then I also joined the group there.
For me, when I was in high school and when I was in college, I remember hearing Maharishi speak about the Purusha and Mother Divine programs on the Maharishi channel. And that made me very curious because I didn't know much about it. And I also had a few friends who had transferred to the Mother Divine program. And when I met them after they had, when they were coming home for a visit, they had gained this level of radiance and confidence that was very natural. And so that also made me more curious.
And how Mother Divine program shaped you? So what can you see how it improved maybe some qualities in your...
Mother Divine gave me a space and I would say a time, the space and the time to know thyself, to know myself without the distractions of an outer busy lifestyle. I got to know myself more as I actually am and not so much as how I used to perceive myself. And those were very two different things, because whereas before, I kind of defined myself by external things like hobbies and clothes and my work. And now, while I still enjoy all of those things immensely, I don't feel like they define me. Um, so getting to know myself from a more profound inner level of being and all the different levels of who I am has brought me a lot more happiness in a more real way than I experienced before.
Great, thank you for sharing. And Martina, maybe you also can share which qualities are blossomed in you during this long path of my Mother Divine program.
I had been meditating already quite some years before I joined, and also did the TM-Sidhis program. So that, of course, already cultured qualities that I liked. I liked myself better with the cultivation of. I mean, I think we can just call it love, more appreciation, more compassion with others, but also with myself, more patience, and all of this I feel, made me a better friend for others because I had more understanding and more patience. And this process continues through all these years also of Mother Divine. This is something for me very fascinating, that these qualities, they just develop on and on and on and on. And that's why there is so much fulfillment, all the time there is more fulfillment because you can give more to others, you can also perceive more, you you understand the knowledge deeper, so it makes you more complete. Or for me, this is how I feel it.
Great. And what brings you the most joy?
Most joy, I always tell my friends, the most joyful part is to me the yogic flying. Although I really, I can really say that I love everything about our routine, every aspect, long programs, and then the yogic flying in a group. It is just such a huge difference when you are able to fly in a group. And it's just lots of bubbling bliss, and whatever there is, maybe this and that comes up. And then one can just shake it off in flying. And also now we do the Maharishi Vedic Science Advanced course. We took it with Maharaja, and that added again a whole new level of experience and fulfillment. Really, it's again a very special step in evolution.
Yes, it's very nice to hear because this is kind of the top of the knowledge, yes, what we have. And this is nice to know that you also can have the access to such courses.
Yeah.
And you also want to share with us a bit what are the challenges that you didn't expect when you came first to the Mother Divine program and then you faced them?
Yes, thank you. That's a great question. The challenges, I think, not so much just besides the purification, that happens here and there. And I wouldn't say it's so much of a challenge as an experience because when I do experience purification, I am aware of what's happening, and then the reward, if you will, afterwards is just so immensely great and blissful. And so, I'm able to experience my growth um, every month by month and year by year that I'm on the program. I think I would find more opportunities in general because there's been a lot of things that have opened up for me that I had desired to do before joining Mother Divine, but I didn't know really how to participate in them, like, for expanding the Mother Divine program or marketing or working on developing and designing websites for different areas of the movement, which is just so enjoyable for me. And so I think that's how I would answer that.
Great. And do you feel that your intuition is growing or changing in a way? Or maybe you can describe that area as well. It's quite interesting.
Absolutely. Yes, I think my intuition has definitely grown, as well as all the inner faculties of my mind, and meaning, development of consciousness. And something I found very gratifying by being on the Mother Divine program is that I'm gaining the intellectual understanding of my experiences at the same time that I'm having that experience. And so those two happening in parallel just makes it a a complete experience because I understand what's going on in terms of, Maharishi's knowledge that he expounds through the meetings that we have and the tapes that we watch and the courses that we have and the courses that we give. There's so many different angles or different channels to receive this knowledge about higher states of consciousness and all the aspects within that, which is intuition and intellect and the mind. It's very comprehensive, but I again want to say that how gratified I am because there's nowhere else in the world that I can really experience this kind of package where I get that intellectual understanding. And for me, that's something that's really essential.
And do you think this is the uniqueness of the program, that you have long program and you have a lot of knowledge as well? Or how can you define the uniqueness of Mother Divine program?
I would say Maharishi has described the Mother Divine program as a 24-hour bliss program.
Mm.
So it's not just like a course or a few hours of the day, it's a complete lifestyle that you get to experience for 24 hours, 24-hour bliss. And I don't, I think maybe perhaps Purusha has a similar program, but besides that, I'm not aware of anywhere else in the world where you can have that at that advanced level of knowledge and experience.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And Martina, as you've been 35 years in the Mother Divine program, am I correct? Can you maybe explain how did you find this routine? Is it hard for you to go with the routine? Maybe it was challenging in the beginning, or it was quite easily?
This routine is so beautiful. It's all designed by Maharishi, to make your path to enlightenment very, very smooth. And this is what it is. It gives you everything to be supported, to have these experiences, to have the time to go so deep into your program. Just by that, being it's kind of a huge luxury, to have this time to dive deep into your own consciousness, and then have other aspects, then your food is cooked for you, how how lucky are we? Organic food cooked by us, for wonderful cooks. And we walk, and we do, different activities, also many things. I just say my example, I love gardening, so I can do as much of that as I like, basically. From the beginning, I was always supported, take care of the plants and do this and that, and was always very nourishing. So I think all the aspects are just helping us to experience higher states of consciousness, and to stabilize that, as Srita also said, the knowledge and the experience. This is what goes together and what stabilizes oneself in these in these experiences, and make them more like a part of your life. And that is very, really unique, where I would also not know any other place where we would be able, to live this.
Yeah, thank you. And of course, this good routine is helping as well, yes, to grow much more smoothly and hopefully much more faster as well. And can you describe this uniqueness of the role of the feminine energy for yourself, and also how do you feel it in the group?
Well, actually, from the bottom of my heart, I feel that the feminine qualities is what the world needs more than anything. And because the TM and TM-Sidhis program, develops all these finer levels as well. It also develops, to be present in life, and do your job, and be coherent and integrated and all of that. But what is much more powerful is to be able to radiate love to children especially, but also to society and the world. And nourishment, one says that this is a very feminine quality, to nourish others. It's just something that many of us do just spontaneously. We just do it. We don't even think about it because it makes us happy. It makes us happy to share goodness and and um, and to support children. I am an educator myself. I studied education. So I know how fulfilling it is, to support children, but also to support friends. So there is a lot of potential in the Mother Divine program, and to nourish the world. This is what Maharishi always said: Mother Divine nourishes the whole world family from our consciousness. Huh? It's a little bit different level, um, but it is, as I said, we have all this time to develop these finer feeling levels, finer heart levels, and that nourishes world consciousness.
Thank you, Martina. We're also very grateful for all work and dedication what you're doing in the groups. And we can feel this impact, yes, on the environment what you given each day. Srita, if we go back to you, can you also describe the relationship between the inner science and creative intelligence? As you've been creative yourself in the beginning, yes, so you studied that, how it unfold or which differences you can see.
We know from Maharishi's teaching that inner silence is the basis of creative intelligence. Having grown up in the movement, I've always had that. I've been fortunate to have that access to a huge reservoir of creative intelligence within me, meditating and then coming out into activity. And as you say, I've always loved to be creative in any way that I could. So that's been something that's been with me my whole life. When I joined the Mother Divine program, instantly, and this is when I joined the full-time continuing Mother Divine program, I just felt like that reservoir expanded. It really, really expanded a lot and in many different directions. And the fun thing is that there's only a certain amount of time during the day to do things, but I felt that I was able to do more in a shorter amount of time than I was before, or than actually maybe in sometimes than what made sense. I was able to create this and create this and create this for different, uh, team organizations around the world in different time zones. And it's just, as someone who is creative, very, very fun. Just to be able to do that without feeling tired or feeling like there's you know, like there's these stops in that creativity. So what happens is after I, do my group program, oftentimes I'll come up with some idea that I hadn't thought of before. And then, if I do get stumped, which happens, then the answer to that will come, you know, uh, many times after program. So it's like I have experienced a very direct correlation between diving into that source of infinite creative intelligence and then having that to access during my activity in these different creative ways.
Great, thank you for sharing. And what is the requirements of going to the Mother Divine program?
Yes. So the requirement is that you are a Siddha and that you have the desire for enlightenment. So it's very simple. You have the desire for um, experiencing enlightenment, and there are for you to experience a taste of Mother Divine. We have the 1 month Taste of Blissful Life course, and that's held at the various locations of Mother Divine around the world. And that will give you a little experience of what full-time Mother Divine is like. And beyond that, we have a 1 month course. But beyond that 1 month course, we have a 6 month New Mother Divine program, which is also held at many of our locations like Thailand, India, and Livingston Manor. And then, of course, there is the full-time Mother Divine program, which is a longer time commitment. And I like to kind of give the picture that TM, Transcendental Meditation, prepares you for the rest of the day when you meditate in the morning. And then, you meditate in the evening. Mother Divine program prepares one for the rest of your life, meaning that when you go on Mother Divine, you really, have a strong foundation of inner silence and bliss and creativity, so that regardless of what you decide to do, whether that's, you know, um, start a family or start a career or be on Mother Divine longer, it will prepare you for that in the most amazing way.
So can you recommend to have the Mother Divine program just after the school, or what is the best, let's say, timing?
Absolutely. I think school meaning high school or college or
Yeah.
yeah. I think both of those are good. During your college years, your mind is still developing, or up until you're in around mid-20s is what they're saying. The brain is still developing. So it's a perfect time to really establish that strong stability of inner silence and peace and creativity, and also to really profoundly get to know who you are, because we know that the world can be very turbulent, and if you're not really grounded, it's very easy to get shaken by things that are happening here and there, within on many different levels. So definitely a student age is a good time to take time for yourself to, be on the Mother Divine program, or at least give yourself a taste of the Mother Divine program
Yeah.
forever long, and you definitely will feel better for it. However, it's not only for student age, it's for all ages.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your answer. And maybe, Martina, you also want to clarify what does it mean enlightenment, because we use that word, but we're not sure that everyone understand it correctly.
This is how Maharishi called this program, blissful life in freedom and enlightenment. And actually, it's very simple. Because we just put more and more light into our being. The inner light gets stronger, and so we can understand more and more of ourselves, which is the basis for the understanding of everything else. And so, as we said before, this container expands and expands, and so the light gets more and more into all the corners of our being, and we develop, all the different areas of the brain, which is very significant, I think, for enlightenment. And then we have all these qualities, the Vedic qualities, 40 of them, and they get through the program, they get nourished and enlivened, and help us to understand the basics of natural law that governs the whole universe and also ourselves. And so the connection from our inner universe to the outer universe, to the expanded value of the universe and all this knowledge, it just gets cultivated bit by bit in an effortless way. And like watching all these beautiful tapes knowledge tapes of Maharishi's Vedic science and then related to our experiences. All that expands our container of enlightenment. And then hopefully one day it's just fully there.
Yeah.
I never thought, that this would be a possibility for me when I started to meditate and I heard all these terms and for me it was just important to get better in school and with a few other things. I was 15. But then really being on this program, I really started to feel that enlightenment is available for everybody who is seeking for it. It's kind of a new journey because in our society we don't talk so much about enlightenment.
Mhm.
But I think it's for those who want to go this path, it's a very, very concrete possibility, and it's beautiful, very, very beautiful.
And I also think it's good to mention that this is the possibility to unfold your full potential of the brain, yes, of the working of the brain.
Yes.
Okay, great. And Maharishi spoke a lot about the power of the group meditations. So how have you observed it personally? Did you participate in large groups during your path? Maybe you want to share this as well.
I'm thinking of the example when I've experienced that is which I'm pretty sure many people, probably both you, Martina, and Maria have experienced the 10,000 course in India, which was about 2 years ago. And there were over 10,000 people doing program together with the TM-Sidhis program. And during that course, which was absolutely amazing, it was just like you saw people from all over the world. It was just so beautiful to see that diversity, people coming together to create this beautiful, impact of influence of harmony and coherence. And that's exactly what I observed. It was just so effortless and automatic how there's this coherence and harmony and lightness in the air. And the beautiful thing about this formula that Maharishi, coined as the square root 1% effect, the Maharishi effect, super radiance effect, is that it doesn't require anything from, anything to try to control someone's behavior, which is what our society seems to think is needed in order to create harmony and coherence in communities. It didn't require any of that. It's just from this profound level of enlivening consciousness and in a group. And so it was very powerful and beautiful.
And how do you think we can explain the term of radiating bliss?
So I would explain radiating bliss as the experience of being, of pure consciousness from within that's felt everywhere around you, and others feel it too. It brings peace and harmony inside and outside, and fulfillment and happiness. That's how I would describe it.
Thank you. Martina, what do you feel is the role of Mother Divine program for today's world?
Yeah, that comes very similar to the other question about the feminine qualities.
Mm.
The Mother Divine program is a program to nourish the world and uplift the world and give beauty and softness and intelligence and everything one needs for a fulfilled life, and also balance, so that there is balance. People can live their inner balance and also again radiate this into the environment. It's all qualities that are very much needed right now, especially, basically everywhere, probably. And that's why it is so important to have the Mother Divine program. in every country. This is what we are aiming to, have it on every continent, but then also in really in every country. And Maharishi called it always the groups for the government. Every government ideally has a Mother Divine group to make sure that these qualities that support life in its wholeness, that these qualities can be lived on a daily basis, and that there's not all these suffering and quarrels and worse things in the world, that they just don't have the chance to come up because there's just so much fulfillment that people cannot think of doing anything against Mother Nature or against life. So it's a very profound and very important role that we have for the world.
Yeah, that's the beautiful goal, and hopefully with time we can achieve that, yes, to establish these groups to fulfill all our world with love, bliss, support, and creative intelligence. And what do you think people misunderstand about Mother Divine program?
Maharishi gave us this very auspicious name, Mother Divine Program. What we produce together as a group are all these divine qualities. But we don't need to forget that we are also individuals in this group. We are all, we all develop our own inner potential and our individual potential, and we live our qualities, our expertise, and all of this. We give it into the growth of the group as a whole. And maybe some people might think it could be a bit boring. Every day the same, so many hours of meditation and the routine, all of this. But my experience was that there's so much possibility to live your inner potential. Like Srita said, all this creativity, it just bubbles up in you. And then you look for possibilities to express it all and enrich the group with all of this. So it's a very silent life, but it's also very dynamic. It's both of these aspects are in their fullness are lived on the program, and one can be very surprised about that, but I I find it like that, and I know from my friends also. So
Yes.
it's a lot of fullness.
Yes, you can feel this fullness from both of you. This is exactly how I can, express myself when I um, contacted you, so that you feel this fullness all the time, that you have with you, yes, your embodiment of this knowledge and this experience.
This is actually something I find very fun to address, because before, when I knew nothing about Mother Divine, I had all these questions, and I would hear a lot of questions about Mother Divine, and now I have, my answer, having been on Mother Divine. And so I would just add that some of the other common misunderstandings. Well, first, what Martina was saying, it's so true that it can be so dynamic. And the thing is, like, you start to find joy in everything. And so it's not nearly, it's not boring at all. There's so much fullness, and it's coming from within. That's how you live life. You have that happiness that's not dependent on circumstances. That bliss is there all the time. And it just grows and grows and grows. And there's two common misunderstandings that I love to address. And one is that the Mother Divine program is only for, mature women of an elder age group, or, a certain thing that a very only a certain, I want to say segment, but really just one age group, and it doesn't apply to the other age groups. And that's such a misunderstanding because of what we talked about earlier. Mother Divine prepares you, Mother Divine program prepares you for the rest of your life, wherever, whatever that means, at whatever age you are, it applies to all women. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that misconception about Mother Divine is that you need to commit to a very long time straight from the beginning. And we've already kind of talked about that earlier, that there's many options, besides that is, of course, a very highly, very glorious thing to do, to commit to live, to be on Mother Divine for many years. But that's not the only option. So if you want to come and take a little bit of a taste of Mother Divine, you can also do that too. If you want to come on a month course or a 2-week course, or other other options are available for you. And also in terms of the age, I just want to mention that you can join Mother Divine as young as 18 years old.
Beautiful. That's very nice to have a lot of varieties. And of course, we all have different, let's say, situations in our life, and we have different bases, yes. And personally, for me, I also would love to join, even for this taste of Mother Divine, to have this longer program, to be in the routine and see how it will unfold later in my life. As well, what do you think how the Mother Divine community will be changed or grown in the future? How do you see the future for that?
I think, as Martina mentioned, that we have Mother Divine in several locations around the world,
Mhm.
and we just want that to expand so that Mother Divine is all over the world, and we have large numbers on the Mother Divine program in terms of the desire for people to know themselves and have a sense of identity. Who am I? And to kind of really feel comfortable with who they are. So Mother Divine is really, it has a hugely important role. And this is what we see for the future of the Mother Divine program.
Great, thank you. And if you would like to share the one message from your heart to our listeners, which message it will be?
I wish that we can reach every single girl and woman and lady in the world, so they know about this possibility. It's such a unique way of life and so enriching. And as Rita said, there are all these different possibilities to get your own experience from it. That every woman has this possibility to develop her full inner potential, and as a byproduct, we just create all this peace and coherence in the world. And also, very important, that the governments support this program, that the governments make sure that these groups can be permanently supported, established and supported, so that the coherence and peace can be everlasting everywhere in this beautiful world. This is our very deep desire.
Thank you, Martina. And Rita, last few words from your side, last message from your heart.
My message from my heart is, if you have any kind of desire, don't hesitate to see for yourself what the Mother Divine program is all about, because you only know from your own personal experience. And so if you have any questions, or if you want to know more about the Mother Divine program, you can please send them to us. You can go to motherdivine.org. You can contact us, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you more about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, for your beautiful inspiration. Thank you for your time being here. And hopefully we will see each other next time, and maybe we speak about other topics together. And again, thank you so much, and Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Thank you.
Maria.
Thank
Jai
you.
Gurudev.
Gurudev.